I'm Jim Marcus. I'm the website portfolio manager at VentureKite. And I have with me today.
Yeah, I'm Nadav Harari. I'm the head of SEO at VentureKite.
And I wanted to talk to Nadav. Thank you first for joining me. So essentially, our audience will be able to view a tool that you created from scratch with the help of ChatGPT and some of your own programming knowledge. And it's something that you're also sharing with the community for free, which is pretty awesome. But before we dive into the tool, what challenges did you face? Like, what problems were you trying to solve when you created this?
Yeah, thank you, Jim. Mainly, my focus was to come up with a process that will allow me to create a content gap analysis, not using the keyword level as we used to using a bunch of famous or well-known SEO tools like Ahrefs and SEMrush, but in the semantic level. So you can get, let's say, a few titles of a competitor's website, and you can easily, using a machine learning model that was pre-trained for that purpose, to assess whether you already covered the topic that you just tested or not. And also to provide a similarity score between 0 to 1. So that way you can assess better if you already covered the topic or not. This machine learning model was trained, as you can see here, over more than 1 billion training pairs. So it can understand context, maybe intent, synonyms, plurals, singulars, other nouns, gender, everything. So this can allow you to actually perform a content gap analysis in another level. And this should switch the manual process that many of us uses now, which to type in Google, let's say whatever site you testing site colon your site, and then you type like some topic, and you kind of like hover over the results to see if this topic actually exists on your website. Yeah, so that's just an example here. So I'm going to show you here. We have the pre-trained models of Hugging Face. I use this model here. It belongs to the all family. And as you can see, it was tuned for many use cases, trained on a large and diverse data set of over 1 billion training pairs. And this should suit for many verticals, many niches that people are operating in. So should be good. So I just show you some examples of how the model works here. We have this example. I like this one because you see that this sentence, I want to compare it against those four sentences and to get a similarity score. So those algorithms here relates to this topic. So the model understands that bubble sort, merge sort, quicksort, and binary search are types of sorting algorithms, and it gives a relatively high score to those, even though the keyword is not even there, right, in the source sentence. Another example would be best table tennis table, and to compare it with another similar or synonyms. For example, best ping pong table. Ping pong is a synonym for table tennis, and you can see that the score is very high. It's 0.8, right? Also for the synonym, but in the plural form, tables and not table. So you can see that it's very much more. It's very different. It's a more holistic approach, more semantic approach that we can use in order to perform a content gap analysis.
Perfect. Yeah. And as you mentioned, the tools that are kind of industry standard right now use keyword analysis. It's pretty common for you to be able to say, my competitor uses this keyword. Do I use this keyword? Do we compete in this keyword? What makes this interesting is that as search gets much more complex and advanced and Google's algorithms get a lot better at saying, well, this article isn't just about this keyword, it's about this topic, and semantically, it's
Exactly.
about this. That's how we need to be thinking. And that's
Yeah.
what you created as a
Yeah.
tool to help you evaluate that.
Soon I'm going to show the process and how you can use it for your benefit. I just want to add that those tools, those SEO tools, they compare keywords, but if you are ranked for a keyword or not, right? So, but let's say you published an article yesterday and Google didn't even had the chance to crawl your site, or not to mention index it or rank it, right? So the SEO tool will tell you that you are not ranked for that keyword. But using the process I'm going to show you, you can just add a bunch of URLs, all your URLs from your sitemap, and match them, match their titles, their topics against a competitor topic.
Perfect. So you're not waiting for ranking, so you don't need to wait for Google or any third party. Obviously your sitemap updates when you publish, so you'll have that information immediately available.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I can start and show you how it works. So we have mainly two parts. We have this spreadsheet that you can create a copy of your own, and also we have a Python script that uses the machine learning model that I just demonstrated. So let's start with the Google spreadsheet. So why do we need this Google spreadsheet? Just ignore those tabs here. Focus only on sheet 1 and sheet 2. Okay, so sheet 1, we have column A to column D, and we have the same for our site from column F to column I. Let's just go over quickly on what we see here. As I said, we want to compare topics, competitor topics against our own topics. So I chose to assign a topic as a title. So I'm thinking, let's compare titles, because those usually describe the page most, or the topic best from other variations. So we can use that we can match competitors' titles with our own using this process. What you need to do is just add a bunch of competitors' URLs. Let's say you want to, let's say that you identify that this website here, datacamp.com, those URLs on this website gets the most traffic, right? Gets the most traffic basically, and you want to compare them, their topics, their titles against your own site, right? So I have just pasted those URLs here. The script that I'm about to show you, the app script, will fetch the status code of the URL as well as the title. And here, this formula will just remove the brand name and other encoded HTML marks just to make the title cleaner, so it will be ready for a better comparison, right? So let's just see an example here. I have the app script here ready. Let's see how it works. You see the script is running, it's fetching the title as well as the status code, and the the Google spreadsheet formula just get rid of the brand name here, right? And also you see this ugly at AMP here, so it just removes that as well and just leave the clean sign. So also what's interesting here that you see that this URL is redirecting, right? But still the script fetches the title of the final destination. Also, if the URL is 404, this is just an example here, the script will fetch the slug and paste it here without the hyphens as the title, because slug usually, friendly URL usually describe what the page is about. So we have what we need here, which is basically column D, the clean titles. And we have the same, I already prepared all of our URLs, like 1,000 URLs from our website, from our sitemap, XML sitemap, with the titles. So this is what sheet 1 is all about. Just add the URLs of your website in column F, just add competitor's website in column A, and that's it. Run the script, and the titles will be fetched.
So
Now,
the app
sheet
script is
2,
just a data cleaner, basically, for sheet 1. It just cleans up the titles and tells you the status of the page. Is that right?
yeah, the app script is fetching the titles and the status code. The data
Right.
cleanup is used by only the Google Sheets formula here. So we'll have a clean title. It will be ready for comparison. So in Sheet 2, that's where the Python script that I'm about to show, that's basically what the Python script will use. So column A and column B only. And it will populate column D and onwards. I'll just show you. So here we have, using again a Google Sheets formula here and here, we have the clean titles from column A, from column, sorry, column D. This is the clean title of competitor, and this is the clean title of ours, our URLs. We have column A and column B, just being fetched automatically, no need to do anything. Just again, add your URLs in column A and in column F and run the script. Okay, so now we have two columns populated. What the script is going to do? The script is going to run each title of competitor against all of our titles. And it will return the competitor title, which is this one. Okay. So column D will be identical to column A, but it will fetch also the top most similar titles on our website in descending order together with the scores. So let's see it in action. It's the first time I'm going to run the script on those type of URLs. So let's see what we'll find. Let's head to Google Colab where we have our Python script ready. Okay. This is the Python script. Okay, few things you will need to know beforehand. First of all, in order to the script to actually communicate with your own copy of the spreadsheet, you will need to fetch the ID here, the sheet ID here, and paste it here. This variable sheet ID. Okay, that's one. That's the first thing. Now, in order for the script, the Python script, to read and write into your spreadsheet, you would need to create a Google Sheets API key and downloaded it as in the form of JSON file. I will show you how to do it. It's very simple. Let's run the script and then I will share some more insights about the script. Okay, so we talked about two things: sheet ID here and create a Google Sheets API credentials in Google Cloud. So let's head to Google Cloud. Okay, so you're in Google Cloud here. You just go to Google Sheets API, choose it, and enable, right? Enable it. Just enabled the sheet. Okay. You will be redirected here to this section. You will need to create a service account here, and you will get an email address similar to this one.
And you go to manage
What you need
service
to do-
accounts, right, to create that email?
Yeah, exactly. To manage service accounts and then create the email here. And then it's important that you will add the email, share your spreadsheet with that email here, with that email here. So it will look something like that with an editor access. Okay, click done, and that's it. Now head back to Google Cloud, edit service, and then keys. You will need to generate an API, create a new API key, and then it will be downloaded to your local machine as a JSON file, right? So once you have that, you have the service account email that you shared with your spreadsheet. You have the JSON file, you can run the script. Let's try to run the script and see what happens.
While we're waiting for the script to run, I think one thing you mentioned before is you're also considering how much you're pinging the Google Sheets API, and you've inserted like a time delay. Can you mention that or show that in the script?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to show it now. So first of all, the script started to run, and now we are at that point that we need to upload the JSON file that we just created with the credentials. So let's just choose files, add the JSON file, and the script will continue. Just authentication issue. So the script is running, and now you see that two things. First of all, I added these two lines here that you can see how on what data the code is running on. Because if you see that like the script is running takes too long to run, you maybe have a huge spreadsheet with empty rows, which is a shame. So if you can see here that like in column A we have 21 populated rows, and in column B we have our own topics, which is like 678. As you can see here, C21, and you see here 678. Cool. So the second thing that Jim mentioned is that I added this function here because in many cases you can get blocked by the Google Sheets API if you ping too fast in an interval of like 1 minute. This function add a delay of 1 second in order to prevent it. I tested it over like 1 million iterations, which is 1,000 topics matched against 1,000 topics on our website, and it worked fine. So this is something that I really encourage you to test. If you're testing like a huge spreadsheet, then maybe you want to increment this number here to 2, 3, or even more. So now that the script finished running, let's head back to the spreadsheet and see the results, right? So as I mentioned, column D is identical to column A. Those topics are the topics of the competitor that we matched against our own topics on our website. And now let's see what the script fetched as the most similar on our website, right? So okay, let's start with the highest score. So you see, we have the Python versus R for data science. Which should you learn, right? We have this topic here, R versus Python. What's the difference? You see, the machine learning model understand that this topic on our website is very much similar to the topic that of our competitor. So we can like say, hey, we already covered this topic. Let's move on, right? Here, for example, lowercase in Python tutorial, we don't see any match on our website because I defined the script to fetch only topics that have a similarity score of like 0.45 or higher. Let's see this one here, 0.942, right? It's very similar. So let's see, top Python interview questions and answers, Python interview questions and answers, right? This is like very similar, right? It's like basically the same topic. So we can skip that. So that's just an example of what your content gap analysis may look like in your when you performing it on your assets.
Fantastic. And just to repeat back for clarity, in case anyone's not familiar, column F, and again just after column G to the right as well, these scores are rated on a scale of 0 to 1. And what Nadav was saying is anything under a 0.45 doesn't show up, so it'll be blank for you. It's a good way to see, hey, there's a blank spot. We likely don't cover the same topic on our site, or at least within the URLs that you've uploaded to the topic that's in your competitor's title. Anything closer to 1, like that 0.94, 0.77, 0.85, these are much more likely to be very similar to topics that are covered elsewhere. And again, column E, column G, and further to the right, these are the most similar, the second most similar, the third most similar. If you have multiple articles that are similar, it'll show you which those are.
Exactly.
Which is incredible.
So
unbelievable.
Yeah, this is like really, really, really helpful. And I want to show you another use case that may interest you. Up until that point, we discussed content gap analysis with competitors. But what if you can create a content gap analysis internally within your own URLs? Means that you match your own topics against the same topics, right? So if you have here in sheet one, you have your own URLs and titles from your own sitemap. What if you can match the same URLs here and then run the script? It will basically, the script will take each topic on your website and match it against all of your topics. What will you get? So in that case, I performed this analysis, and it can give you an overview of like content clusters and maybe cannibalization issues that you may have on your own website, because maybe you wrote two similar articles, or maybe you have articles that are similar but still worth their own URL, their own place. So maybe you can interlink between them, right? So I performed that. And this is like, I can show you the result here, how it looks. Okay, you can see, let's examine a few with the highest score. You see, for example, this one, how to learn JavaScript, how to learn jQuery, right? It's very similar because jQuery is part of JavaScript, right? And also best JavaScript courses online. You see, it's also related, right? The score is 0.8, right? So those, we have like 3 clusters here that we can interlink between. Those are worth of their own URLs, and they may be part of a content cluster that we want to maybe broaden or like basically use or know about. Let's go to row 7, right? We have 10 best web development frameworks, best PHP frameworks for web development, right? It's very similar, right? You can use that as a content cluster. Let's see this one, best PHP frameworks, top PHP alternatives, right? It's the same topic, best PHP certifications, right? These are also like a relatively high score, PHP interview questions. So we have a content cluster about related to PHP, right? Let's see, how to become a data scientist, how to learn data science, right? It's very similar. How to become data analyst. Let's see the score here, 0.7, right? It's not bad.
Perfect. Like you mentioned, if you're looking for content clusters, this is a good way to identify those, but you're also looking for areas you might be cannibalizing your own traffic, which is,
exactly.
If you're seeing things in the 90s, that's probably a good thing to consider. Awesome. Any final thoughts on this before we wrap up this call?
Yeah, I can share some more examples, but I mean, everyone should try this. Just make a copy of the spreadsheet, create an account in Google Colab, copy the script, paste it there. Also, create your own credentials using the Google Cloud, the way I showed you. Just run it on your website or few competitors. Just test the waters, see how it works for you.
Great. And you also have the app script as well for the sheet. Is that connected with the sheet when they make their copy?
Exactly. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Okay. So we'll also put this into an article or a blog post that you can find with detailed instructions in case you weren't taking avid notes during the call. But I think this is a wonderful introduction. And you created this again you asked ChatGPT for ideas and then you kind of built it around that. Is that right?
I started with ChatGPT 4 to get some ideas, but the ideas I got wasn't really good. So I started digging in Google to find other solutions, and then I encountered the Hugging Face machine learning transformer, which is like really does the job.
Yeah, it seems like the heart of what you created. Perfect. Well, thank you again for showing off everything here, and I will connect you with all the readers where they can find detailed instructions on how to use this for themselves. So thank you so much for making time to chat.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Jim.